So today I am going to start with my new lesson, geography, that is hydrosphere. So hydrosphere is about the water. So today we are going to know about the water. The Earth is popularly called blue planet or a watery planet. Why? Because about 71% of the total area of the Earth, or 361 million square kilometers, is covered by water. So that means 3 portion of water and 1 portion is land. That means blue planet, water planet means the water is more on the Earth compared to land. And there are 4 major water bodies on our Earth. So those are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean and the Arctic Ocean. So these are the 4 major water bodies of our Earth. So let me explain here about the distribution of the water bodies on the Earth. So there are oceans are there, seas are there, gulfs are there. So one by one I am going to explain. So let me start with the oceans. Oceans are very deep, large and expanse of water found between the continents. Land masses are called as continents. Between the Indian Ocean, between the Asia, Africa and Australia. Atlantic Ocean between North America and Europe and others, etc. etc. So next about the sea. A sea is a part of ocean. So compared to ocean, the sea is smaller in size. So example, those are the Arabian Sea, the Caspian Sea and the Red Sea. So these are the names of the sea. And the next one, that is a Gulf. So Gulf, this also compared to sea, the Gulf is small. Gulf is a part of an ocean or a sea that penetrate means to move into the land. So it is smaller than the sea, even the shape, the size and the depth of a gulf, that is varies different from one to another. So the names of gulfs are the Gulf of Mannar, the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Mexico. Next one is about the bays. Bays are small semicircular water bodies, partly surrounded by land. The depth, the size of the bays, that is also vary from one to another. For example, the Bay of Bengal, the Bay of Biscay, the Bay of Kandy and the Hudson Bay. The next one, that is about the strait. A strait is a narrow strip of water body joining 2 large water bodies. For example, that is a Pearl Strait. Do you know this Pearl Strait is between the India and the Sri Lanka? Strait of Gibraltar and the Green Strait. So the next one about the isthmus. Isthmus is a narrow stretch of landmass joining 2 large land masses. Isthmus is the most important location for constructing canals, ocean canals. Do you know what do you mean by ocean canals? Canals are nothing but those wide gutters are called as canals. For example, Suez Canal between the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, Panama Canal between the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. So the next one is about the relief features of the ocean floor. Sea or ocean floor also has various features like the relief features of the Earth's surface. So on the Earth, how we are having mountains, plains, plateaus, coastal areas. So same like that, even for the sea or oceans, they are there. So on the basis of the characteristic features, the ocean floor is divided into 4 major parts. They are continental shelf, continental floor, slope, deep sea plain and ocean deep. So first let me start with the continental shelf. This is the shallow area along the sea coast. This part is broader by the sea coast on the other side and continental slope on the other side. The average depth of the continental shelf is 100 fathom. That means 1 fathom is equal to 6 navigation for the sailors to sail on the water, and even the extraction of the minerals. So the next one, that is in a continental slope. So this is the second part of the ocean floor, and it is very steep slope. It is a link between the continental shelf and the deep sea plain. So marine cairns are a special features in this regions. So marines, they are called as in a valleys. Okay, and the next one, that is about the deep sea plain. So this is the vast plain found at the bottom of the sea floor, and it covers the large area of the ocean floor. In this region, sea mounts are nothing but mountains and volcanoes are found inside the sea. So the next one, that is in a ocean deep. The ocean deeps are also called ocean trench. These are the deepest part of the ocean floor. So example, the Challenger Deep of Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean near the Philippine Islands is around 11,033 meters deep, and it is the deepest point of the ocean. So here, Mariana Trench is nothing but, you must have seen the plastic bags where you can, when you go to any general store for the sake of the grains like wheat, sugar, jawar and all, just the pack and give. So same like that, it looks like a pack inside. So it is like it looks like like this. So this is about the ocean floors. So the next one, about the temperature and salinity of the ocean water. So temperature is nothing but warm. Temperature, sea or ocean water temperature varies according to latitudes and the depth of the ocean floor. It is more that of the temperature near the temperature of the ocean water near the equator is more than that the temperature near the Arctic and the Antarctic circle. Why? Because see here, it is the Earth, equator, these are the Arctic circle and the Antarctic circle. So here the temperature is more. Why? Because of the sun are direct. Here they are slant. So near the equator, the warm, hot, it is very more, too much. Why? Because the sun rays are falling direct near the equator, and here near the Arctic circle and the Antarctic circle near the poles, it is less temperature. And the next, that is the near the equator, it is more than the temperature near the Arctic and the Antarctic circle. It is because the sunlight can penetrate, can move into the ocean only up to the depths of 200 meters. Till 200 meters, we can see water will be warm and the sunlight can reach it. So the next one is the salinity. Salinity is nothing but the salt. How much percent of the salt is dissolved in the water? Salinity is the percentage of salt dissolved in the sea or in the ocean water. The average salinity of the ocean water is 35 ppb, parts per thousand. The salinity of ocean water is very high near the tropics, that is Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So here the salinity is more. Why? It is very high near the tropics and it is very low near the poles. At the equator, the region, the salinity is average due to the high evaporation and rain. So here near the tropics, that is Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, there is an evaporation takes place. You all know that with the water flow, many dust particles will be flowing with that water and they go and join into the mouth. That is called as a seas or an ocean. So near the equator, when the temperature is high, it is more, the evaporation takes place. The water, it won't carry any dust particles with it. Only the water get moisture and go and store into the clouds. So the dust particles will remain in the water and that turns into the water solid. So this is about the temperature and salinity. And the next one is about the ocean current. Means water currents are nothing but water is a continuous movement of ocean water from one place to another by winds. So water also will be moving from one place to another place. So the ocean water are three types of movements are there. So they are through waves, currents and tides. Ocean currents are a regular movement, regularly. So whole year to 12 months, 365 days, regularly normal movement, moving of water from one place to another place. Those are called as the ocean currents of water from one region to another. So ocean currents are again two types, that is cold currents and warm currents, warm water and the cold water. So here the warm currents are originated in the equator, they will be moving to subpolar region, regular movement, and from the subpolar region again to the equatorial region. So these are called as the cold currents and the warm currents. Means these currents originate in and flow from the equatorial region to the subpolar region. So those are called as the warm currents. The next one, that is the cold currents. So these currents originated in the polar region and flow towards the equatorial region. So those are called as the cold currents and the warm currents. So the next one, that is the currents of the Indian Ocean. So here the North Indian Ocean currents change their direction seasonally. Following the monsoons, during the southwest monsoon, the currents flow in the southwest to northeast direction. So they are we having the directions here: north, south, west, east. So these are the sub directions: northeast, southwest, southeast, northwest. So these are the directions. So in the northern side, so seasonally following the monsoon during the southwest to northeast direction, and during the northeast monsoon they will be flowing into the northeast to southwest. So these are the about the Indian currents of the Indian oceans. So the next one is about the tides. So tides, uses of tides. Here tides are the periodic rise and fall in the sea or an ocean bed. They occur due to the gravitational attraction by the moon, gravitational force by the sun, rotation of the earth and centrifugal force, that is called as the rotates of the earth. So here the earth, it is rotating on its axis, okay, and on the orbit. So what happens? So the rise of the tides are nothing but rise of water will be high sometimes and will be low sometimes. So let us know about the types of the tides. Two types, that is high tides, also known as flood tides, and low tides are also known as ebb tides. So ebb tides are a regular movement of the water on the water bodies. On the water bodies of the earth, there is an alternate high tides and the low tides. In between one high tide and another time gap of 12 hours to 26 minutes. In 24 hours 52 minutes, there are two high tides and two low tides. That is a moon, the sun are in the same straight line. Example, when the time of a new moon or a full moon. So when the spring tides takes place, high tides are on the highest and low tides are on the lowest. So the next one, that is neap tides. Neap tides occur on the first quarter and the last quarter days in the phase of the moon. So during the neap tides, the sun, the moon will be in the straight line and the earth will be in the right angle of the right angle of the earth. So in this time, the tides are not very high, the high tides, and the not very low. That is low. The low tides are not very low. The high tides are not very high. So the next one, that is tides. I've explained you all about the tides. Now uses of the tides. They are helpful in navigation for big ships during high tides. The navigators can travel on the sea. Tides prevent the extent of freezing sea or an ocean water in the coast that is extremely very cold. And tides helps to keep the harbors clean. They help even in the fishing also. They also help to generate the tidal energy. So normally we know that is wind. Through wind fan we can generate the electricity. In the dams and all, through the force of the water we can generate the electricity. Through the waves also we can generate the energy that is called as electricity. So these are the uses of the tides. So the next one, that is conservation of the oceans. So the main first, how to conserve, how to protect our oceans from polluting, that is oil transportation should be done through pipelines. So normally we know that the oil will be importing or exporting whatever it is, they do with the big containers. So there is chances of leakages also. So with that, marine organisms will die. So what they have suggestion that through pipelines we need to transport the or import the oils. So nuclear waste should not be dumped into the sea or an ocean. So this nuclear waste is produced by the industries and the factories and all. So they shouldn't dump the waste into the oceans. The next one, petrochemical industries in the coastal region must avoid dumping liquid waste into the sea or an ocean. And dumping of any waste near the ports and harbors must be controlled. We need to keep the ports and harbors clean. And oil deposition and minerals exploitation, overtaking, misusing along the coast must be controlled. Exploitation, misusing and destruction of the beaches must be controlled. When we go to the beaches and all to take a view of the sea waves, ocean, just to go and look for the sake of the entertainment. So after getting a proper entertainment and all, what we are doing, we are making it we are throwing all the things and all, waste things and all, eating and throwing all the things and all, paper, plastic things and all there. So what happens, the beaches, we are spoiling even the beaches also. So we should make use of using the dustbins so that we can throw in the dustbins and all, we can keep the beaches clean and neat. So this is the lesson about the hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is about the water. So I hope so you all understood, students. Thank you so much.